Hiya, folks. If you're new in town, don't be shy and just stand by. Let me explain to you how this works. Feeling bored or lonely and you need someone to watch cartoons with? Then look no further, because I'm here to play in your ear. You can listen to the podcast alone or alongside the cartoon. The choice is yours. Either way, let's get to Toon Along. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Toon Along. Hope everybody's staying safe out there during these quarantine times, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Today we're going to do an episode of Ninja Turtles and Next Mutation. So episode 1, season 1, start fresh. I don't know if anybody out there has seen this series, but I just want to get my take on it. I saw it in my repertoire, and I said, you know what, let's watch it. It's live action. It's good action, so without no further ado, let's go ahead and click play, everybody. So for me, the episode is 2 minutes and 27 seconds. I'll get you synced up. Here we go in a minute, and 3, 2, 1, play. And right now you've got somewhere in China. That's what it says at the bottom. So yeah, it's called East Meets West, and I'm assuming East meaning Asia means I don't fucking know. Either way, New York City Ninja Turtles meeting East China or West China, whatever. Doesn't matter. And right now there's some person in a cloak talking to some sensei master. And he looks a little befuddled right now. I wonder who's under there. Who do you think's under there? If I had to guess, you know what? I haven't seen this episode. If I did, it was a long time ago. If I had to guess, it's some kind of enemy. You're going to see the bad guy of the show. I got a feeling. God, I wish I had one of those shirts. One of those sensei shirts, Button up, Chinese man, wise man shirts. Even one of those shrines he's sitting under. It's pretty dope. Wait, what's going on right now? Special effects are going on right now. Whoa! Yo, dude, did you see that? That was a Ninja Turtle. That's a Ninja Turtle that just came out of there looking like Alex Mack. What's going on? Oh, the sickest intro. Honestly. Oh, I love that intro. Okay. Now I got to do a little research for a second here. I got to find out when did this come out, because obviously this is based off the live action. This must have come out after the third Ninja Turtle movie. The third Ninja Turtle movie did okay, and they said, you know what? It did okay enough that it doesn't need to come out on as a movie, but it can come out as a TV show. We'll give you the green light on that. Let's see. TMNT. Next Mutation. Let's see what they got to say about it. Sorry, guys. I should have probably done this before. Okay, 1997. So yeah, this is definitely the last installment out of the movies. I think the last one came out 95, 94. And the third Ninja Turtles movie wasn't that great. I'm not gonna, that's what the review said. I fucking thought it was amazing. I think 1, 2, and 3 are the best. I think the second one is the best out of the 3. But I never hated the third one. I thought the third one was just, it made sense, You got Ninja Turtles going to Japan, going back to their roots. Oh, that's a cool looking motorcycle. What is that, a turtle cycle? Pretty sweet. Ninja Turtles Next Mutation, I think, gets the least amount of attention out of all the live action. Well, there's only 3 live action movies, but out of the original Ninja Turtles, this thing got swept under the rug. I think it just got a green light by some exec, I don't know, to make a TV show. They did okay. I mean, in my opinion, for a fucking 90s kids show, this is fine. This is great. Who the heck would not want to watch this as a 90s kid coming off of, Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3, the third one being the least favorable one amongst most people. But then, after looking at the motorcycle, it reminds me of that, I don't even remember the name. I shouldn't even mention it if I don't remember the name. But there's this military motorcycle. I think that Yeah, it's Harley. Harley Davidson made a motorcycle for the British military. I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But it has those characteristics. It's got that simple looking, odometer. Let's take a look. What is it? Harley Davidson UK military bike. I mean, it's not like most people are going to care about this. Okay, I see it right here. What is it called? Come on, what is it called? And it's got that little gas canister on the side. Ah, the MT350. I think there's two models. There's the MT350 and then there's the MT500. Yeah. And the only reason I know that is because I was interested in getting one at one point. I thought those bikes looked pretty sweet. In fact, the only reason I saw them, it caught my attention. The only reason it caught my attention is because it looked so much like the Ninja Turtle bike. You could probably make a case for how it probably is the Ninja Turtle bike. Green and really robust. Okay, let's get back to the episode right now. There's a chess player right now, and I just got a flashback of... sorry, I'm missing the name, guys. I always do this. Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne from The Matrix with those round glasses. But yeah, let's just reminisce a little bit. Look, we're 5 minutes into the episode. 5 minutes 17 and counting if you're keeping up to date right now. This show played on YTV after school. You come home, and for myself, I'd be at after school daycare. Come home. I want to say around 6 o'clock, 6:30. 6 o'clock, 6:30, this show comes on YTV, The Zone, maybe even after The Zone is done, It's like that middle ground show, right before Galador, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. But Ninja Turtles Next Mutation comes on, and you've got these characters. You're watching this show. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, if you're an action hero fan, any martial arts fan, you're watching this show. You don't give a crap whether or not it's accurate. You're freaking 8, 9, 10 years old. You're watching this show, loving it. Of course there were moments in the show that made me go, what's up with this? What's up with their eyes? How come they're not blinking enough? But then again, I did watch the movie, and I did have this sort of expectation that the show wouldn't be as detailed as the movie, but heck, take a look at the arms. Look how detailed they are. Look at the way the animatronics are working on the mouths. What more can you ask for a Ninja Turtle show? The one thing I did have a problem with, and I think most people did, is the headbands. And I think they did the headbands this way was because they needed to hide certain aspects of it. So they put those full, gangster over the head bandanas. After a certain point, it can pass. But then again, Michelangelo doesn't have that, so I'm probably wrong on that. Now that I think about it, if Mikey doesn't have it, well, there's no excuse why the other Ninja Turtles would not need to have that as well. Hummer. They got a Ninja Turtle Hummer. Oh, the Turtle Humvee. Now that I'm looking at it, I haven't seen this show in a long time, Turtle Power. I'm actually kind of liking the skin, not the facial features as far as the dummies go, the actual turtles go, but I do like the skin contrast. I like the way the veins look. I like the way the green looks, the way it's shown. But I don't like the faces. I prefer the faces from the movies. But then again, this came out after the movies, so it's probably a little bit better. It's probably a little bit more sophisticated, They say, we don't have enough budget, or we don't feel that this show deserves... Master Splinter looks like shit. I'll say that right now. I just, looking right now, Master Splinter looks like shit. I prefer the one from the movies. But like I was saying, Ninja Turtles from the movies compared to this is older. This would have had more time to, expand on the technology of animatronics, of costume design. But then again, it is a TV show. You're limited. You need to show more movement. You need to show more things. The characters do look a lot more skinny. Ninja Turtles look a lot more skinny, more buff. I think they're more adapted to martial artists to move around more on a regular basis. Like the movies they have a larger shell. This one here, they're smaller. They're meant to be maybe more comfortable to shoot longer scenes for the show. I'm just speaking from my own opinion. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. But this is what I'm getting from watching this right now. But Master Splinter right now is making me want to throw up. He looks like shit. He looks like something from a I don't know, some Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Not even then. I think Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Will do something better. Master Splinter needs work on. Let's put it that way. Being so critical on the Turtles, the way they look. I think I can, after a few episodes, I think I can let that slide a little bit. Because, so many TV shows, you got Spider-Man, you got Batman, they do so many different versions of the show. And why not Ninja Turtles? Look at their feet. They've got these, they've got these bandages. And I'm always skeptical. I'm always wondering whether or not that was a costume flaw that they did, to hide certain aspects of the show, It was so hard to get these guys in character, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the design of the characters. They went with that design. Now think about it. At this point in time, what do you have to reference as a Ninja Turtle show? You've got the original cartoon from the 80s. You've got the comic books from the 80s. You've got the comic books from the late 90s. Let's say 90s, the colored one, and then you've got the movies. After that, you're on your own. You've got to figure it out. So, and look, okay, let me just interrupt me now. You got the Shredder on the screen right now. Shredder's talking to his minions. It's pretty shit. Shredder looks terrible. They could have done a far better job with the Shredder. Put more armor on him. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's the main bad guy. He's the main villain. The henchmen are excusable. They can be, they can look like crap, but Shredder looks terrible. Absolutely garbage. His helmet looks like the Statue of Liberty from the back. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical. And for all purpose sake, maybe we're watching episode 1, season 1. Maybe it gets a little better. I don't know. But one thing I will say, look, I was speaking earlier about how the show came out in the 90s. You come home from school, you're watching this. I remember an episode where there was a female Ninja Turtle. And I thought that was pretty cool. I actually thought that was pretty cool. And I do remember the first time seeing the Ninja. I remember actually watching the episode on TV. For Canada, for myself. First time, I'm sure it was the first episode that ever came out about it. You're watching that and you're going, holy crap. And just the idea of that, you're wrapping your mind around it. You're going, yeah, I guess there could be a female Ninja Turtle. Why the heck not? But that is something that I do remember. I just remember them swing. I remember the Ninja Turtles or the female Ninja Turtles swinging on some kind of swing set, and one of the Mikey or Donatello, whatever, is there with her, and then she ends up being part of the group. TV show. There's not too much going on now. God, I got to stop saying what I'm saying right now, because right now there's some really cool animation, if you know what I'm saying, just right now in the sky with these floating rocks. I can't be too critical on the show. It came out in the 90s. What more can you expect from a frickin' live-action Ninja Turtle show? Just the fact that they did this and they got the green light for this. Even if it's not the greatest show, who cares? At least you're getting Ninja Turtles. You're getting something that you grew up with. You can work your mind away around these things. Your imagination can flow a little bit more. I do remember playing outside and wanting to be one of these guys. But, on a side note, look, can you remember, I think, I could be wrong, I think it was this, I think it was Next Mutation or the movies, they came out with some rap VHS. Now, I think it's the movies, if I'm not mistaken. However, I think it's the movies, but they used the costumes that were a blend in between this show and the movie. So I do think this show got a lot of influence from the movie, and a lot of, I think a lot of people working on the movie said, hey, we need to keep doing more on this subject, on this content. There's something here, and some rich executive somewhere, I'm not sure who made the show. Let's take a look. Let's see who made the show. Next Mutation. Let's see. Okay. We got, I don't know. Okay, Haim Saban. Okay, so it's Power Rangers. Same guys that made Power Rangers, which makes sense. Obviously, for those of you who are diehard fans of the show, I cannot talk about the show without mentioning the crossover. Obviously, What good would it do? I do know the crossover. I do remember a Power Rangers crossover. Now, granted, I don't remember which Power Rangers it was. Now, I'm just looking here. I'm not the biggest fan of, like I said, I just love watching cartoons. I love watching these old TV shows. They're great. They're freaking fantastic. And especially watching them now, remembering the old stuff that you remember as a kid. But I do remember Power Rangers having a crossover with the Ninja Turtles. And I think the Ninja Turtles started off in the crossover being bad guys. They started attacking the Rangers. They started, attacking their lair and causing a havoc. But maybe they were misunderstood, if that's what I recall. And then later on, they end up, joining forces and fighting evil together. Which is, what more can you ask for from a crossover during the 90s, maybe early 2000s? This came out in 96, so I'm assuming the crossover came out in 96, right? Somewhere around 96, 97, right? Now, that crossover, I remember seeing it a few years ago, and the only reason I watched this because it was a special from Power Rangers. It was one of those must-watch Power Ranger episodes, much like there's one episode of Power Rangers where frickin' all the Power Rangers come together. There's like 100 Power Rangers. They come together to destroy the bad guys. There's so much. You're basically gonna get a seizure from watching the episode. So let's get back to the episode right now. Let's see what's going on. So Michelangelo, I'm assuming all the characters have their same, personas. Michelangelo's, the funny one, Donatello's the nerdy one, Leo's the leader, obviously, Raph's the hot-headed one. I do think they probably kept that, that timeline of the show. Now, I'm just watching right now. I saw a few clips, while watching the show, seeing the lair, seeing the way things are laid out. And I do like this lair. It would be interesting to see a top 10, not even a top 10. I don't think you could do a top 10. But let's say you're from 1 to 5. What's your favorite Ninja Turtle lair? And I think this one here, for myself anyway, I think this one here goes for like number 3. I would say my favorite Ninja Turtle lair, and this is just my personal opinion, doesn't mean it's the best, but who cares, honestly? Who gives a shit? Number 1 would be TMNT from 2003, the one that aired on Foxbox. That's my Ninja Turtles. To be honest with you, that's my favorite Ninja Turtles. I did grow up watching the original Ninja Turtles, but when I found out that TMNT 2003 was coming out, I was shitting my pants. I was freaking out. I was printing everything I could find on the internet at the time. Granted, internet for myself, and the way things were, it was pretty limited. I mean, the internet was in its early days, but I remember recording every episode on VHS. And like I mentioned earlier, in a previous episode, I did record every episode. Well, most of the episodes from the Foxbox era. I've got commercials on there. I'm going to put them on the channel at some point when I get to converting those to digital media. But yeah, 2003 Ninja Turtles, and then I guess my second favorite would be the movie saga. I love the movie saga, and this one here, even though it doesn't have as much of a an oomph, like I would give it. This would be my number 3. I know a lot of people are gonna like the newer Ninja Turtles, not the new cartoon one, but the CG one. That one is very accurate as far as Ninja Turtles Historia goes. They bring a lot of characters from the original comics. Granted, as far as all the comics go, I do love the original comic more than the second rendering of the comics. The one that came out in the 90s, the more child friendly one. The original comics is dark, very dark. I mean, I just bought an episode the other day. There was a store going out of business. Sadly, and he had a few comics in his bin, and one of them was a Ninja Turtle comic. And yeah, I opened it up. I don't remember. I'll have to find the issue, but at the end of the issue, one of the characters there, he pulls a gun on himself and he kills himself. And as for Ninja Turtles today, that's unheard of. But for the original one, it's dark. I wish, for my own personal opinion, I do wish that they would come out with a Ninja Turtles cartoon that depicts the original stuff. Make it as dark as you want. You don't even have to make a show. Just make a movie, or make maybe a little mini 1 season, 10 episode thing. Make it dark. Don't be shy. Make it dark. Do like Batman, because I think Ninja Turtle can definitely do justice if they treated it a bit more like Batman. Have the dark side of it, have the lighter side of it. Now, look here, we got about a minute left on the episode. Let's talk a bit more about the episode. So, I haven't been following too much. I've just been ranting more on Ninja Turtles. But right now, Master Splinter's down. The 4 Ninja Turtles are trying to avenge him. I got a feeling it's going to leave us for the next episodes. They're going to do something here. We're going to try and find out who's under the mask, who's under that hood. Maybe we'll find out in this episode. Who do you think it is? I honestly don't remember. I can't guess. If I had to guess, I would say it's either the female ninja. Are you serious? It's the female Ninja Turtle. Honestly, I had no idea. For myself, honestly, I thought it was going to be like some kind of wizard that we find out. It's a female Ninja Turtle. So there you go. Episode 1, Season 1. And that's it, by the way, guys. That's the end of that episode. Season 1, Episode 1 in Ninja Turtles. You find out that there's a female Ninja Turtle. What do? You're watching the show. Now you're watching the end credits, and you're trying to grab as much of it, right? To see what's going to happen. Everybody knows that, end credits, early credits, opening credits. They give little spoilers. They give little things, little teasers. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're going, hey, what happened to that scene? But yeah, there you go. Sabin. Fox Kids Worldwide. Very interesting. Okay. So Fox Kids showed this. I'm assuming they would have played this in Saturday, on a Saturday morning, schedule. For myself, I'm gonna do an episode one of these days just about my Saturday morning cartoon history. I don't have the biggest history. I know there's a lot of people out there that have been watching Saturday morning cartoons since the early '80s, even frickin' early '70s and so on. But my first Saturday morning cartoon block was Fox Kids. But I got into Fox Kids at the end of the Fox Kids era. The Avengers were playing, Big Guy and Rusty. I think it was Fox Kids. I'm trying to think what else. Digimon was playing on Fox Kids. They had, and then they switched over. I remember my parents. We moved houses. And then the Fox Box was coming on. And when the Fox Box was coming out, there was a whole new lineup. Everything was changing. And after the Fox Box came out, I kind of swept Fox Kids under the rug. The only thing I can really remember about Fox Kids is Digimon. And because Digimon got brought in, I believe Digimon got brought into the Fox Box. But yeah, once the Fox Box came out and they had Ninja Turtles, Kirby right back at you, fighting Foodons, Ultraman Tiga. Can't forget that Ultraman Tiga. A lot of people forget that. Even though it didn't play very long. And then you've got, Ultimate Muscle, Sonic X. I mean, I'm going to do a whole episode. I know I'm going to do it at some point on the Fox Box. The Fox Box is what was my meat and potatoes of Saturday morning cartoons for myself, for my generation. And then so on. It moved on into 4 Kids, and then the Vortex, and even until my later days. Hey, sorry guys, I had a little bit of a malfunction with my recording, but yeah, like I was saying, Fox Box, Vortex, 4 Kids, up until the later days, you got the Vortex. I remember watching even the last Saturday morning cartoon showing ever on the Vortex. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was in my little apartment, and I would tune in once in a while to watch the Vortex just to see what shows were playing. Granted, it wasn't that much to see. It was pretty lean as far as a Saturday morning cartoon lineup. But I do remember watching towards the end a lot more Vortex than normal. And even up until the end, I started getting sad. But I will do a separate episode on that, on my thoughts on how the Vortex, and Saturday morning cartoons as a whole has been treated, and slowly, died off. And I do think, honestly, there's going to be a resurgence. It might not be a Saturday morning cartoon, but there's definitely a lot of people still watching cartoons out there. So, after talking all that much, let's end the episode, all right? So that was Season 1, Episode 1 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Next Mutation, called East Meets West. I hope everybody's still staying safe out there. If you're feeling bored, shoot me up a text. Listen to me on the podcast or YouTube. I know I haven't put much YouTube up there. It's a little bit more challenging to put a YouTube video up these days. It takes more time for myself and all that, but I'm definitely gonna put them up. But if you want to find any content, any new content sooner, just go on the podcast. I put those up as soon as I finished recording these. I put them up right away. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and stay safe. And we'll be talking soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.
You just listened to a Toon Along podcast. If you like what you heard or have any comments or feedback, don't hesitate to check out more on iTunes, Spotify, and TuneIn Radio, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for more info. I'll see you next time. Ciao!